There was a special election in Kansas to replace the congressional seat of a Republican that Trump appointed to his cabinet. I'm going to give you the results here and then explain why this is so important and why this is actually really good news. So Mediaite says, the GOP narrowly held on to a deep red House seat in Kansas Tuesday evening when State Treasurer Ron Estes triumphed over Democratic challenger James Thompson. When the night was over, Estes had it in the bag, 53% to 46%. We're going to come back to that number. The seat, vacated by Mike Pompeo, now serving as President Donald Trump's CIA director, has been in Republican hands for decades and was not expected to be competitive. The district went for Trump by 27 points. The narrative, however, was upended by polling in the race's final days that showed Estes' lead to be in the single digits. That precipitated a flood of national GOP campaign activity to save the seat. Senator Ted Cruz flew in to stump for Estes, and both Vice President Mike Pence and President Donald Trump recorded robocalls urging his election. In a triumphant victory speech, Estes mocked the pundits and media who said his victory was ever in doubt. Okay, so that's hilarious, that last line there, because he's either an idiot or it's just all bluster and he's bluffing. You have to understand something, guys. This election was in the heart of Koch brothers territory. So it's like they're headquartered in that district. And it is one of the deepest red districts in the United States of America. I mean, it is Republicanville through and through. Donald Trump winning by 27 points in the election. And furthermore, Estes was massively propped up, that's the Republican candidate, by big money. It's all big money. It's all a house of cards. It's all, okay, we're going to give you more money, so you're going to be able to run more ads and smear your opponent, so you're going to be able to get your name out there more, and you're going to be able to say, dirty liberal my opponent is, and then you'll win just based off that. And that's what happened. Now, why is this good news? Well, again, the race was 53 to 46. That is way too close for comfort for the Republicans. You almost had a Democrat knock off one of the biggest Republican districts and Republican seats in the country. Again, this is to replace Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo is so goddamn right-wing, he said that we should execute Edward Snowden. I mean, this is just crazy, a crazy far-right area. Now, virtually all of the mainstream media is misreading this. What are they saying? Well, you know, this shows you that there's the big anti-Trump backlash here, and that's what's happening, is that you have Democrats coming out in droves because of the anti-Trump backlash. Yeah, that's about right. No, you idiots. Is that a part of it? Sure. But what's the bigger part of it? Well, James Thompson ran as a Bernie-crat. He had the backing of Our Revolution and the backing of Bernie Sanders. And he raised his money not by big donors. He raised his money by going to the people, by going to the grassroots. You know what he was for? He was for a $15 minimum wage. You know what he was for? He's for single payer. So we had a strong progressive running in one of the reddest districts in the country. And it was 53-46. And he had a little to no help from national Democrats. And, you know, they rationally like, well, you know, that was a lost cause anyway, so that's why we didn't even try, because, you know, if you try, then you might win, and we don't want to win. What just happened here? So little to no help from national Democrats. He was totally grassroots funded. He had the backing of Bernie Sanders and Our Revolution. He had a progressive platform, and he almost won in the Koch's backyard, in a Republican seat through and through. This wasn't even supposed to be a question. There was supposed to be, you know, a 30-point victory from Estes. And the only reason Estes won is because he was propped up by the big money. Guys, we can do this. See, this is what we've been trying to tell you all along. The Democratic strategists, in their, you know, smug arrogance and incompetence, they will tell you always, but what are these crazy progressives, far-left people? No, the answer is always to go further right. So they'll say, you're going to try to knock off Joe Manchin in a primary? Well, why don't you just hand the seat over to a Republican? What makes you think people in West Virginia are like, we're pro-corruption and corporatism, and we're happy Joe Manchin is a sellout? Nobody in West Virginia thinks that. People in West Virginia, guess what? Even though they're conservative Republicans, when you give them the option, hey, do you want a union so that your wages are better? Hey, do you want to make the minimum wage a living wage and tied to inflation? Do you want paid vacation time? Do you want Medicare for all? Do you want to end these stupid wars that we're involved in? Do you want free college so your kids have a shot? They go, I like all that. I'm still calling myself a conservative Republican or a conservative Democrat, but I like that. They've never given people the option of a real progressive, a real liberal who's principled, who fights for the things that the polls show the American people believe in, but the Democratic strategists still smugly act like, no, you're definitely wrong. The answer was Hillary Clinton was too liberal. That's the problem. We needed somebody who was further right-wing, who sold out more to Wall Street. Joe Manchin, oh my God, the problem is he doesn't agree with the Republicans enough. He basically is a Republican. He agrees with them so much. He voted for like half of Donald Trump's cabinet picks. Are you kidding me? It's just a joke. It's just a goddamn joke. You're going to have the Democrats vote for Neil Gorsuch, and then the idiot Democratic strategists go, yeah, that's great. I think we should like remake the party with more people who want to vote for Neil Gorsuch. So then you never have a progressive option. You never have a liberal option. You're either talking about, should we elect the center-right candidate or the far-right candidate? No, well, when you give people the option, and again, guys, we have to stress here, this is one of the, if not the reddest district in America, and a Democrat barely lost, with virtually no help from national Democrats. So what does it show you? It shows you the model is no corporate money, no big donor money, no PAC money. You go right to the grassroots. You say, we don't sell out. We're representing the grassroots. That's what we're doing. And you fight for raising the minimum wage, making it a living wage. You fight for single payer. You fight for the people, and then it turns out they go, yeah, you know what? Put all the partisan garbage aside, we're going to go vote for you. So even though with his bluster at the end here, Estes like, yeah, all stupid pundits who thought this seat was in jeopardy. Come on, son. You're either dumb or you're just bluffing, because you know that it is embarrassing. 53-46 in the most Republican district in the goddamn country. You barely won. You're embarrassed by that. But again, this shows you the model. Now watch. The corporate Democrats are hijacking this already. Chuck Schumer was tweeting about it. They're hijacking. Like, yeah, no, see, totally. Anti-Trump backlash. The Democrats have a wave coming. Chuck, the Democrats have a wave coming if you step the fuck aside. Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats have a wave coming if you step the fuck aside. Corporate Democrats, get out the way, son. Because if you step aside, and if we have a wave of Bernie Sanders-style Democrats, justice Democrats, then we can make it so that Washington is the most liberal it's ever been. You could have a record number of Democrats elected if you have justice Democrats. Because justice Democrats take a pledge. No corporate money, no PAC money. We're going to represent the people. Here's our platform. Single payer, free college, minimum wage, living wage, end the drug war, end the stupid nation-building offensive wars we're doing. People look at that, they go, I agree with it. So, guys, that's the answer. And this proves it, man. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit. He went from nobody. He was a civil rights attorney beforehand. And something else. I'm forgetting what the other thing was. Was it a veteran and a civil rights attorney? I don't remember. And a teacher. I think he was a civil rights attorney and a teacher. And he said, look, I was looking on Facebook and watching what was happening to the country, and I said, fuck it, I'm throwing my hat in the ring and I'm going to run. That's exactly what we're asking everybody to do. That's exactly what Justice Democrats is. I don't care what you do for a living. You're a regular person. You're infinitely more liked than the cretins in Washington, than the sellouts in Washington. They're already in the swamp. You're not in the swamp, and you're pledging, I'm not going to go in that swamp because I'm not taking any of the big donor money. But that's what he did. He was nobody. He started with nothing, and then he worked his way in the reddest district in the country to 46% in an election against a career politician who was considered a shoo-in. So the wave is coming if we go in the right direction. If the Democrats double down on corporatism, they double down on selling out, being a party of Wall Street, being a party of Big Pharma, then they're going to be fucked. If you go the Neera Tanden Center for American Progress direction, the Joe Manchin direction, the Hillary Clinton direction, the Tom Perez direction, forget it. But if you go the Justice Democrats direction, it'll be legendary and it'll be historic. So I need everybody to go to justicedemocrats.com, sign your name in support of the movement, because look, that means something. When we show them the numbers, that's when they go, oh, wow, really? We actually have the people behind us. They have the money, we have the people. So sign your name in support of it. And furthermore, we're also doing, I'd like to bring this up as much as possible because I think it's really important. Justice Democrats, in conjunction with the National Nurses United and in conjunction with brand new Congress, we're doing a petition to try to force congressional Democrats to co-sponsor, to vote for H.R. 676, which is John Conyers' Medicare for All bill. When we started out, it was like 72 Democrats who were in favor of it. Now it's over 80. So that shows you your grassroots pressure is pushing them in the right direction. Some of them have called Justice Democrats and went, you guys are just too powerful. My office was flooded with calls to the point where I had to come out in favor of the bill. What was I going to do? Get calls like that every day for a month where people are like, support the bill or else, support the bill or else. So do that, man. Sign the petition for single payer and if you can, call your congressman or congresswoman and say, look, if you don't support this, we're going to vote against you. We're just going to vote. That's it. I mean, the single payer, Medicare for all is a layup. Every other modern country has one version or another of single payer. You're going to not be in favor of it and expect me to come out and vote for you. What kind of a joke is this? Vote for it. Be kind, be nice about it, but just say, look, vote for it or we're going to vote you out. So good luck. JusticeDemocrats.com/single payer. I'm enthusiastic as a result of this election. Let's keep going.